Hey guys, welcome back to Ed's Garage. Today we're at the Vancouver Convention Center, right in front of the 2010 Winter Olympic cauldron. Check this out. But yeah, today we're gonna go check out the auto show, the Vancouver International Auto Show for 2025. Pretty excited to get in there and check out all the awesome rides. There's actually a few out here already, so that's pretty cool. Got the new Volkswagen van here. So yeah, we're gonna go and check it out. And first stop, Hyundai. That is a hell of a wing on that thing. We're gonna come back here, of course. I'm having trouble finding Hyundai. I haven't seen them yet. Oh, they're there. Not too far. That thing's kind of cool. All right. It's on display. Fantastic. And we can get up nice and close. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ioniq 9. Check it out. Unfortunately, being a pre-production model, the doors are locked, can't go inside. But that's okay. We'll get a chance to look at one as soon as it hits the dealership. For now, I'm just gotta, fall in love with the outside of it, I guess. All right, so this is the 2026 Ioniq 9 with a 110 kilowatt hour battery. Every single version of this vehicle should be able to clear over 500 kilometers, which is pretty awesome. This being the top trim has every single feature available in the Ioniq 9. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you a couple of things on the outside, but unfortunately I can't go inside this vehicle as it is a pre-production vehicle and the doors are locked for the auto show, unfortunately. But it looks like we've got front parking sensors, of course there's rear parking sensors as well. Got the forward-facing camera here. You can actually see the radar behind this. This is actually sort of translucent. As a matter of fact, I can even see pixels kind of underneath there. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. Pretty cool. Got the pixel light bar across the front, of course. Really loving these headlights and high beams. All LED pixels as well. Pretty cool. We've got the active shutters on the front there as well that open up as the vehicle warms up. There is a front trunk in this. It's actually pretty big, comparatively speaking, to the Ioniq 5 and 6. Up in the window, you can see the forward-facing camera for autonomous emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, that sort of thing. Right next to that, I can see there is a rain sensor there as well. And this is quite unusual. Just notice this up in the little glass bit there. As you can see, there's little divots there. Not sure what the point of that is, but it looks like it does have a panoramic roof, which is awesome. And it opens up as well. So kind of like the old Santa Fe or the Tucson panoramic sunroof. Pretty awesome. Power folding mirrors. 21-inch aluminum alloy wheels. These are the sort of turbine design, which is kind of nice. Wrapped in Goodyear tires. So these are 285, 45, 21-inch. Pretty cool. As you can see on the rear door here, we have that sort of traditional haddock line. So it's from the traditional Korean clothing. That line there in the door, kind of neat. And right above the fenders, you can see this little cut line right here. This will be different colors in the lower trim levels to kind of give it make it stand out a little bit more. Charging door right here on the rear right. Won't let me open that up either. There should be, however, a Tesla NACS port behind there to use Tesla supercharging stations. Now this, of course, also has the smart park forwards and reverse and probably self-parking as well. So it does have the parking sensors all the way around, not just on the back and front, but on the sides as well. Check out these tail lights on the back. Pretty crazy. So they stretch all the way from the bottom to the top here. All pixels as well, of course. This becomes your third brake light. And window wiper is actually tucked up underneath there. What I'm not seeing is a rear view camera. That's interesting. So it's got the backup camera, Oh, no, there is a rear view camera. Okay, cool. And this actually now has a little cleaner that comes out and sprays the cameras. That's pretty awesome. Rear backup lights right here, and then we got some reflectors along the bottom there. And the panel to remove if you do decide to put a hitch on this. This will tow 5,000 pounds, so that's pretty cool as well. I'm gonna try to peer into the back here, because if you can see what I'm seeing, just get real close there. There is quite a bit of space behind that third row seat. That's pretty significant. And those third row seats actually look pretty good as well. They look like they're really far off the ground and quite comfortable looking. Looks like it does have the power adjustable seat back. You can see that on the wall there, as well as dual cup holders on both sides as well. So pretty cool. As far as the second row seats, captain's chairs in this one, you can see two-tone leather interior. Looks like it has rear ventilated seats, rear heated seats, as well as your rear climate control. The center console can open in both directions, just like the Santa Fe, so that's kind of neat. And I believe, yeah, this center console can actually slide forward and backwards as well. That's something that the Santa Fe's cannot do. Beautiful interior. A lot of recycled materials in there as well, which is kind of cool. It has the dual 12-inch screens with the new CCNC system. Lots and lots of storage in there as well. I can't wait to do a full review of the inside of this vehicle. It looks like just one wireless charger there in the middle. And the fingerprint scanner is actually on that center console as well. I'm sure you can see that little dot there. So that's kind of cool. All right, coming around now and having a look at the driver's side, you can see we do have a head-up display. It doesn't appear to be the augmented reality head-up display that we see in the Ioniq 5, though. This is a smaller display. So that's okay, that was kind of a gimmick anyway. Beautiful two-tone leather-wrapped steering wheel. It does have the little 4 Morse code for the letter H lights on the steering wheel. Those, of course, will light up depending on whether the vehicle's charging or if you change drive modes and whatnot. Obviously, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane centering, heated and ventilated seats. The seats are quite beautiful as well. Kind of have that neat little sort of, it's not quilted stitching, but it's really, really good. Perforated seats. Oh, and I see something that's not new for Hyundai, but new in the last 10 years. It has a power adjustable steering wheel. That's awesome. We haven't seen that in a long time in a Hyundai product. Obviously dual zone climate control with 3 levels of automatic, just like every other Hyundai right now. So pretty awesome little system. Apologies for the sound, guys. My phone won't stay on wired mic. It keeps flipping back and forth. Anyway, that is as much as I'm able to show you on the Ioniq 9, unfortunately. So let's see what else we've got here at the Hyundai booth. So we've got a 2025 Ioniq 5 sitting here. Check this out. This would be a lower trim level. This is the preferred trim. You can tell right off by the wheels, they look a little bit different. I've already done a very, very quick review of the Ioniq 5 as one of my video shorts, but I'm going to get the chance to do a full review soon enough. These ones, unfortunately, in Canada, we are still using the CCS system on these, so that'll eventually become the NACS port. So the first vehicle in Canada to have the NACS port will be the Ioniq 9. I am absolutely in love with this. This Santa Cruz is awesome. Check this out. It is the orange Santa Cruz. We don't see that. We haven't seen one yet. And check it out. It's got the bed extender in there right away. It's awesome. You fold this out and extend the bed. Pretty cool. I need one of those for my truck. So this, of course, is the XRT model, which I have done a review on, so check that out in my videos. This one's got the bed rails on it right now as well. And it looks like it's got the side steps on there as well. Don't like the side steps. I don't think they're necessary on the Santa Cruz. It's too low of a vehicle for it to really matter. Kind of cool that the tow hooks, at least on this one, do match the body color. All right, over here we have a black Elantra N. Check this thing out. I haven't actually seen Elantra N in black yet, so this looks absolutely fantastic. My colleague Brendan would be jealous. All right, we've got a Sonata sitting here, a Sonata N-Line. This is something that I think our dealership has had one of so far. They're quite a beautiful vehicle. Sonatas don't sell as well as other Hyundais, unfortunately, so we don't generally see too many of these on the lot, but it's a shame because they're a spectacular vehicle. They look fantastic. And of course the ever awesome Ioniq 6. This is exactly like the one that I had, exactly like the one that I took all the way across the country. 15,400 kilometer road trip with one of these bad boys. Pretty awesome. As a matter of fact, this is exactly like mine. It's the same exterior color, same interior color. And boy, I gotta say, I miss this car. It is an awesome, awesome ride. All right, so we're going to check out Kia next here. So Kia, obviously, I don't know as well as Hyundai. However, there's a lot of crossover. So the one that I'm interested in checking out initially here is the EV. I see the EV5 actually. That's brand new. So let's have a quick look at that. So this is, of course, also a pre-production model. So we can't get inside of this one, unfortunately. But we can look at the outside. So let's see what we can spot on this one. What I'm finding really strange about this is that there's nobody crowding around this vehicle. They're all crowding around the EV6, which has been around for a while now. But anyway, let's look at this thing. All right, so starting at the front, we can see we do have the forward parking sensors on this one as well. This is no doubt will have smart park as well. There is also going to be, of course, a front trunk in there. No idea how big it is. Haven't seen the inside of one of these yet. We have the forward-facing camera there for the surround camera system, and of course, there's one in the window. Same with the Ioniq 9. It also has the autonomous braking, lane keep assist, lane centering, all that great stuff. Automatic wipers on this one as well. I don't see the, oh, there it is. So the forward-facing radar right there for adaptive cruise control. And these are active shutters, but the shutters are kind of deep inside there, so that's a little bit of a different design. Beautiful LED headlights. They are reflector style though, interestingly enough. LED daytime running lights as well. This one does, of course, have very, very flat 19-inch aluminum alloy wheels. It's a very, very aerodynamic profile. 235 by 55 by 19 are those tires. Looking at the mirrors, you can see you've got the marker lights on the mirrors. Obviously, it's got the blind spot monitor and the surround view camera underneath the mirror there as well. For no doubt, it has blind view monitor as well. A bit of a different design. Actually, no, it's the same sort of thing. So those will pop out obviously when it's unlocked. Let's have a look at the back. Cool sort of LED partial light bar. Stopping there, camera in the back there. Window wiper, again, tucked up underneath where it should be. Beautiful. Backup sensors on there as well. And it also has a panoramic roof. Check it out. So even though this is a smaller SUV, now this is bigger than the Ioniq 5 and obviously quite a bit bigger than the EV6, smaller than the EV9. So it's a pretty neat size. This would be kind of like Tucson, Kia Sportage sort of size. On the inside, you can see again we have that CCNC system, so dual 12-inch screens, lovely leather interior. Interesting what they did with the center seat though, check that out. Or center of the seat. It looks like that might be, could that be a third seat in the middle? I gotta ask somebody here. Okay, it's not a center seat, thankfully. And actually it may not even end up being in the production model either. All right, let's have a look at the back seat area here. So yeah, seat seems to be really high off the ground, which is nice. A little bit of storage console storage space there. Fold down cup holder armrest. And in the back, looks like a dual removable panel floor. I wish I could see what was inside there, that'd be great. So all around, pretty neat little vehicle. Can't wait to see these on the road. Let's see what else I got. All right, the Kia EV9, of course, on the same platform as the Ioniq 9. And like the Ioniq 9, we see those sort of pixels on the front, which is interesting, the pixel headlights. This one, I could actually pop the hood on this one, I believe, and we can have a look at the front trunk. But let's have a look around this vehicle. The wheels, tires, same size as the Ioniq 9. Same sort of features here. The handles are different though. These actually pop out this way, whereas the Ioniq 9 are sort of the fold out ones. So that's kind of neat. Actually, maybe not. I might have that wrong actually. Beautiful interior on this one. First thing I noticed was that the heated and ventilated seat button is actually on the door. That's kind of cool. So 3 levels of seat heat and ventilation. And these seats actually have the little sort of relaxation, the calf support that comes out That's kind of cool. Lumbar support on this passenger side as well. We can expect that in the Ioniq 9 as well. Getting into this one, lots of space. Oh, very, very comfortable seats. Again, one wireless charger pad, not two, and lots of space for cups. Yeah, this is a beautiful car. Weirdly though, the screen is flat. They don't have a curved screen like every single Hyundai does right now. Shifter, exactly the same sort of thing. It does look different in here. Like it's you know, the steering wheel is a completely unique shape compared to everything in Hyundai. So it's kind of nice that while they share a lot of the features, well, this is interesting. While they share a lot of the features, there's still a lot of sort of bespoke stuff specifically for the Kia brand. So this is kind of neat. So I don't know if this is, oh yeah, it is totally functional. So not only is there two 12-inch screens, but then you have touch controls for some of the climate stuff here, which is kind of cool. You do still have physical buttons for the climate. And like the Nissan Ariya, some of the touch-sensitive buttons along here completely disappear when the car is off, so that's kind of cool. Unlike the Ioniq 9 though, this does not have a panoramic sunroof. It has a dual panel sunroof, kind of like the Telluride and Palisade. But let's check out the third row. Into the third row, basically we have a button here and we have a button here, so we'll go ahead and press the top one. It's all power, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm going to get out of the way of this seat. All right, there we go. Okay, so right now, yeah, my knees are up against the seat, but this can be moved forward. Let's see if I can do that from here, actually. Yeah, there we go. So easily enough room for a second row passenger in there. And these seats actually are pretty comfortable. It's got power recline on the seat, which is pretty cool. And a USB-C port back here. A little bit of sort of multi-material or multi-touch style plastics here. It's just kind of nice. So instead of just a single piece of plastic formed, it's actually dual. So it looks a little bit nicer. Yeah, pretty comfortable back here all in all. All right, let's check out the trunk space and then we'll check out the front trunk space. Now this one, of course, will have the smart power tailgate, but for now I'm just going to open it up because obviously it has to be locked for 15 seconds. And yeah, quite a bit of space behind the third row, actually. This is exceptional. The Ioniq 9 is going to be pretty much the same as this, although I believe it's a bit straighter up here, so it might be a bit roomier in the back of the Ioniq 9. This one does have a 120 volt power outlet in the wall here, and then the ability to fold all the seats down right from there. That's pretty cool. On the other side, there is the button to close the trunk, so that'll be on the Ioniq 9 as well. So if you're using this for car camping or whatever, put all the seats down, you can press this to close the trunk, the lift gate, so that's kind of cool. Lift gate itself, quite high. I can very easily stand underneath that at 6'2", and just like the other vehicles, obviously, lock button and liftgate button. All right, so for some car camping, let's see if we got enough space here to throw a mattress in. Oh yeah, no problem. Lots of space. Thank you. It's pretty cool. They've even got the roof basket up top as well. And yeah, look at this, 2024 World Car of the Year. So that's now, what is that, 3 or 4 years that an EV from Hyundai or Kia has won World Car of the Year. That's amazing. So in 2022, of course, it was the Ioniq 5 winning World Car of the Year and World Electric Car of the Year and World Design Award of the Year. In 2023, the Ioniq 6 won all of the same awards. And now in 2024, the EV9 has won both the Car of the Year and Electric Car of the Year. So pretty awesome. Clearly, Hyundai and Kia are absolutely killing it right now with their EV lineup. So this one, similar to our products, is still CCS, and like Hyundai, it will be coming out with the NACS port within the next year or so. No timeline on exactly when that's going to be, but in the meantime, you'll still be able to use Tesla stations with adapters come middle of this year, actually. All right, let's open up this front trunk. All right. Just tried to pop the front, and there's actually a panel you have to remove to pull the lever to open the front, and then there doesn't appear to be any way to open it beyond that, so we're not going to open up the front. Apparently there is no front trunk on this one. That's okay, it doesn't need to have one. All right, so most of my channel obviously is Hyundais and some Kias thrown in, and you've seen if you follow my channel, you know all about these cars already. So what we're gonna do now is check out some other brands and just see what's interesting. All right, check out the size of this front trunk. It's actually huge. Now, you may or may not guess what this is in, but let's have a look. Yeah, this is the closest thing to an electric Corvette that currently exists. This is the Corvette E-Ray. This happens to be a 2025, which I was just told has a 1.9 kilowatt hour battery, a 300 volt system though. That's kind of cool. These can actually run at very low speeds for a short period of time on something called stealth mode, so you don't actually have to wake up your neighbors firing up that very, very loud V8. But it has soft close, so I'm just gonna do that, and there it goes, it closes. Don't have to worry about my fingers getting caught in there like has happened to me once before. But what a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. Now this, of course, is all-wheel drive because the electric motor actually drives the front wheels, and of course the massive V8 drives the rear wheels. That's why it's got the snowboards on top, because they want to accentuate the fact that this is an all-wheel drive vehicle. Let's have a look at the engine in this bad boy. And actually quite a large trunk as well. All right, let's have a quick peek at the EVs from Chevrolet. Now, I'm actually a fan of Chevy EVs. I think they've done a spectacular job on pretty much the entire lineup. And for me, it's a close second to the Hyundai Kia product. Now, there are some great EVs out there, and I even own a Rivian. So that's saying something. But let's have a look inside this one here. This is the Blazer EV RS all-wheel drive. Jump in this guy here and have a look. Look at the size of this screen. Good grief. That's got to be like 17-inch or something like that. Nice digital instrument cluster as well. Big panoramic sunroof. Seats are actually quite comfy too. Like this is really nice. Now, these are only a 400 volt system. And that's why they're a close second to me, because they can only charge at 400 volts, and they'll do a 10 to 80% charge in about a half an hour. So it's going to charge significantly slower than an Ioniq product, but that's okay. I mean, you know, not everybody needs to fast charge as fast as an Ioniq. Now these are going to be, you know, a good quality, reliable vehicle. Chevy's been around forever, so they know how to make a car. You know, regardless of what people say about their engines or transmissions or whatever, when it comes to an EV, it's a lot easier to produce an EV that's reliable. Sure, metrics right now may disagree with that assessment, but I think going forward, once you see EVs that have, you know, 300,000–400,000 kilometers on them and they're still tooting around just fine with maybe some battery degradation, but still, you know, a reliable vehicle nonetheless, just shorter range, I think people are going to start to change their tune there. So inside here anyway, we got lots of console storage. We do have a wireless charging pad here. Looks like some storage up. Oh wow, that's really deep. A little covered storage there, backlit USB ports, really cool vent system here. Absolutely love this screen. This is basically Android Automotive, so it's running Android natively, which is kind of cool. It's got the little volume knob on the screen there. Yeah, I really like this. I have nothing against this at all. Let's check out the back seat, because I currently have the seat kind of where I would normally drive it. But yeah, let's check out the back seat, see how much space is back there. Okay, so seats are a bit lower than what you would find in like an Ioniq 5 or Kia EV9 or Kia EV6. Even versus an Ioniq 6, the seats are quite low, so my knees are up quite a bit, but I do have lots of leg room and spectacular headroom, and again, the seats are quite comfortable. Let's check out the trunk. Of course, it does have a power tailgate. Does it open high enough? Yes, it does. I can stand underneath. All right, so reasonable cargo space back here is very reminiscent of an Ioniq 5 for cargo space. Unfortunately, these seats do not recline very much. They go back a tiny bit, but not nearly as much as our product. So while it is a spectacular vehicle, yeah, I would definitely definitely be on the list if you were looking for a subcompact SUV. All right, let's get back to this Chevy Silverado. This is an awesome vehicle. Now, I found it on the first try, the button for the front trunk. Now, biggest advantage of the Silverado series is the size of this front trunk. Look at this thing, it's massive. Tons of space in here. And there's actually a little rubber cover in here right now. So right here on the left, we've got 120 volt power outlet, 2.4 kilowatts of power. That's pretty cool. Weirdly, that is the only power port in here though. I would have expected to see more than one. All right, let's press that button again. Pretty cool. So the nice thing about this is you don't have to lift something over into it. And did you see that? It actually recognized my hand going back in and closed. I didn't even touch it. That's pretty neat. All right, we've got the nice light bar all the way across the front. Love the Chevy badge all lit up. This is the RST version, of course, so the highest trim level. Now, the range on these things is absolutely phenomenal. This actually does, if I remember the number correctly, 650 kilometers on that massive 200 plus kilowatt hour battery. It's 760 horsepower and 780 foot-pounds of torque. It can tow 10,000 pounds, so a little bit less power than the Rivian, for instance, but I mean, the towing is right there with 10,000 pounds, and it's a much bigger vehicle, and one of the coolest features of the RST is this fold-down midgate. Check this out. That is freaking awesome. Now this glass, actually, you'll notice there's no glass here. This comes out, this you can take off as well, so you can put huge items back here. And you know what, if you're into car camping or truck camping, this would be absolutely second to none. Love the stitching on the door panel there. Let's have a look at the front seat. Yeah, some cool piping, dual color stitching, really nice leather interior, obviously power seats. Not as much manipulation on the seat that I would expect in a vehicle of this price range. Because in Canada, we're looking at, well over 100 grand for one of these. I think they're about 135 or something like that. They're not cheap. But again, like the Blazer, massive center console screen. Look at that, huge. You can see all the cameras here. Obviously, it has every single amenity you can think of, like heated and cooled, ventilated seats. This one, of course, has the Chevrolet, what do they call it? Not Blue Cruise. But yeah, it's got the ability basically to self-drive on mapped highways. Nice steering wheel feel. Oh, it's got a power adjusting steering wheel as well. It's good to see. And of course, the big panoramic sunroof, tinted as well, just like, it's very similar, reminiscent of the Rivian actually. Now this definitely feels more substantial. It's a longer, wider vehicle than what I'm used to driving, the Rivian. I will say this, though, the seat's not as comfortable. I can't tilt the seat up. It's kind of flat. So here's what I mean here. This seat here, I'm not getting a lot of support underneath my legs here, unfortunately. Oh, somebody's checking out the front trunk. Look at the wheels on this thing. So surrounded by Michelin Primacy tires. These are a LT 275 50, 24 inches. Massive. Now this still uses the CCS connection as well. However, GM is now able to use the Tesla NACS system with an adapter. So if you get the CCS to NACS adapter, you can use the Tesla charging system. This one does have the cool tailgate thing that I never seem to remember how to use. Let's see here. Let's see if I can figure this out. This button does that. There we go. So the other button, of course, will open it up. I gotta figure this out. That's quite heavy. Okay. And then this one. There we go. And then you can push this, and that lowers the little step. How cool is that? So now if you want to get into the box, very, very easy to do so. It's got the folding tonneau cover, already bed lined. And look at this connectivity over here on the right, guys. So we have a locking connection. I can't remember the name of this locking connection. Somebody in the comments maybe can point that out. But basically it's 220 volts, I believe. Yeah, 240 volts, 30 amps. So you could actually charge another EV with this. and then two 120 ports, another two 120 ports. It's pretty awesome. Not sure what those do. Now, as with other Silverados, this actually has the invisible trailer system, so you can actually run a camera when you're plugging into your trailer. You can run camera connections in here so that when you're in reverse, your trailer is completely invisible. It's super cool on the backup camera. All right, so we had a look at the Blazer earlier. Let's have a look at the Equinox. Now, the Equinox is very similar in size. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So, Blazer, Equinox. It even kind of looks the same. This is the RS version. I think it might be locked. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's a bit, man, the door chime is aggravating. Oh, I really like the ambient lighting in this. Look at this. That's really neat. And then there's more of it over here. Okay, so definitely less space in here. I guess this is very similar to the Blazer, it's just a tiny bit smaller. But yeah, all the same types of features. It's also got the digital camera, or digital rearview mirror system. Pretty neat. Okay, let's see what else I got. Before we move on, let's have a look at the trunk here. Yeah, so the trunk is not, it's arguably similar to the Blazer. I don't know that you're getting that much more room in a Blazer versus the Equinox, but I'd have to talk to somebody here to figure that out. Okay, let's see. We've got a lower trim level Blazer there, another Equinox here, another Silverado EV. We got the Bright Drop EV, the delivery van. So if you're sort of an EV enthusiast, you'll know that, for instance, Amazon has been using electric delivery vans now for quite a few years, made by Rivian. This is a different company, it's Bright Drop, in conjunction with Chevrolet, producing this. This is on the same sort of drivetrain system as the Silverado, as far as I understand, that same Ultium platform. But yeah, I could see any delivery driver being super happy with this. It's cool. Big, looks like a 10 or 12 inch screen here, probably a 12-inch screen. Maybe a 10-inch screen for, actually it looks bigger than 12 inch. Anyway, I don't know anything about this. All right, that's pretty much it for the Chevrolet EVs. Let's have a look at what GMC has. Now, GMC has the GMC Sierra electric. So, God, I really like this. This is cool. This is a good look. The Terrain AT4. So basically the off-road version of the Terrain. Now keep in mind, these don't have like a low range gearbox or anything like that. They're not really meant for any serious off-roading, but man, they look good. It does have the nice beefy tow hooks on the front there. Really nice all-terrain tires. Actually, I think these are 17 inch as well. Yeah, they're 17-inch all-terrain tire. This is not bad, you know, for a vehicle that's not really meant for off-roading. They've definitely made it more off-road worthy. Love the giant screen. That's got to be about a 15-inch diagonal screen, and a nice 12-inch instrument cluster screen as well. Nice vehicle. I love the dual material cloth interior as well. So you got sort of a leatherette perforated and then flanked by cloth interior. Really nice. Now, of course, the other EV that GMC has, which didn't even cross my mind because historically it wasn't known as a GMC product, but that would be the Hummer. So this, of course, is the Hummer EV truck. Awesome, awesome truck. This I would take over my Rivian. I wouldn't take the Silverado over the Rivian, but I'd take this. And the reason for that is because that big battery just allows you a little bit more off-road capability. Not necessarily capability, but distance traveled. You can go much farther with the Hummer EV than you could with the Rivian off-road, especially if we're talking, there it is. We're talking like, you know, driving through deep snow or whatever. So let's have a look at the front trunk on the Hummer, and you'll see it's completely taken up by all the roof panels. Love that feature. So basically, this roof is removable. So up here you can see, right now, it's convertible. How awesome is that? Now this, of course, is going to get a lot of attention. It's going to garner a lot of attention. That's why there's a lot of people in it right now. But yeah, I love these things. They're awesome. And who says you can't put a motorbike in the back? That's one way of doing it. But here we go, the GMC Sierra EV. All right, so gone is the avalanche-looking tapered bit on the back end there. This one, very much like the Silverado, has the removable midgate, but here you can really see its full capability, so pretty awesome. Of course, this is the Denali version. Look at the price here. I actually missed the price on the other one. I didn't realize it was actually on here, but $127,000, 760 horsepower, 785 foot-pounds of torque, just like the Silverado. So same motor combination as the Silverado. I wonder if the front trunk's any different on this one. Let's open this up. All right, so looking inside this, yep, basically identical to Silverado. All right, and of course the SUV version of the Hummer. Now, this one kind of speaks to me a little bit because I currently have a Hummer H3 that I use for off-roading, and this just feels a bit more like that, you know, with the SUV style back end. Look at how this door opens. I love this actually. This one here, it's got the button here to open the door, and it swings out. Now this is actually opposite direction of my Hummer. The Hummer opens up the other way, my H3. And the reason that's better is because if you're parallel parked, now this is blocking your access to the sidewalk, unfortunately. So kind of an odd choice on the direction of that. Lots of space back here though. You can fold the seats down really easily, right from here. Oh, I guess I'm not doing that right. There we go. You gotta hold it for a second. Look at all that space. I could easily sleep in that. This one also has 120 volt power outlet here. Good bit of storage there. Yeah, this would be the king of off-road camping if you wanted to sleep in the truck. And of course, a button press closes that door as well. And like the truck, you can take the roof panels off, so those are all removed right now. 140,000 this one, 157,000 this specific one. Look at the size of these things. Huge. But they have to be, because the gross vehicle weight is over 9,000 pounds. It's a very, very heavy vehicle. All right, let's see what else we can find. All right, so I've kind of looked at everything that I want to look at. However, I know that, you know, I am a little bit biased and have some vehicle companies that I prefer. But, you know, I mean, everyone likes this sort of stuff, right? Well, the Mercedes EQE AMG, let's have a look at this thing. Now, I am not a fan of Mercedes EVs. Not because they're bad, but because they're ugly, in my opinion. I have an opinion. I can't stand the look of the front of this thing. Having said that though, I mean, really? All right. Okay, man, I'm cooking. It is so hot in here. I did not need this jacket. Okay, this is kind of cool. Chris, this is for you. All right, well, being into off-roading and EVs, I can appreciate this one. What I can't appreciate though is the price. These are insanely expensive. But look at the bottom of this thing. That is one hell of a body protection shield, or battery protection shield on the bottom there. I wonder what the front and back are like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is quite the angle. Would have liked to have been the guy that drove that up there. That would have been fun. Oh, some Acuras. Grenadier. Let's check out Grenadier. These are pretty cool. So kind of old school Land Rover vibes on these ones. I admittedly know absolutely nothing about these at all. quartermaster. Isn't the quartermaster the guy that provides uniforms in the military or something like that? Or where they get, like military would get like their uniforms updated and whatnot? It's an odd name. What do we got here? Oh, 110 volt power outlet. Cool. All right, and then their SUV version. Oh, that's cool. I like the old school looking door handles. It's one thing about going to a car show as a YouTuber is you don't really get the opportunity to kind of go really in depth into the vehicles, only because, you know, they're on display for everyone and you don't want to just take over the car while other people are trying to look at it, right? All right, I'm gonna walk over here. Looks like we got some pretty neat hypercars, sports cars, kind of combination of everything. Ah, old Ferrari Testarossa. Cool. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, that's even more beautiful. Oh, I've always loved these. The Ferrari Dino. Absolutely spectacularly beautiful.
There's another Lambo.
All right, I gotta find Rivian. That's gotta be like top of my list, really. Nice. Don't really care about Subaru or Volvo. More Grenadiers just sitting here.
And they had
BMW Z8. All right, let's check out this Volvo EV. I'm actually not offended by these at all. This is the EX30. I think it's a good looking vehicle. Well, I checked to see if one of them would be willing to show me the Volvo, but unfortunately they're a little bit concerned about liability, which is fine. They don't want to get caught saying the wrong thing or, you know, whatever. Okay, I see the gear guard Yeti. Let's talk to Rivian. Let's see what we can find here. See if they got any Gen 2 products. Well, it's going to be all Gen 2 products right now, of course. There's the Rivian Yeti. Okay, so what's new with Rivian? All right, so I'm here with Aiden, one of the reps at the Rivian booth. He's just gonna show us a couple new things about the Rivian and this cool little travel kitchen here.
Yeah, so we've got a little storage space here. You got your cutting board in it, and this is an induction cooktop. You got 2 burners here, and then this right here is the power cable. So this is gonna plug into the back here, and then you can plug it into the truck or in the back of the SUV. And then all of this stuff actually folds up, so you can take these down and put it into a little carrying bag.
Right on. I assume it fits into the gear tunnel when it's in its carrying bag?
Fit into the gear tunnel, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on. Anything you can tell me about the vehicle, about, you know, the differences between the first gen and the second gen?
So main differences in the Gen 2, I would say, are going to be new lights. So we've got new front lights, new rear lights. We've got a heat pump inside, and then we have in-house motors on this one. We also went and reduced the amount of ECUs on board, so it's a lot easier for the car to communicate with itself, a lot easier to service.
Awesome. Now, when you say maybe explain the in-house motors a bit.
Gen 1s had Bosch motors, and so now we went and we actually developed our own motors in-house.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Aiden.
Of course. My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, this is pretty cool. I just scored myself a Rivian Toque yellow to match my truck, which is awesome. I was having a look at actually this little display here. So this is all of the interior color options on the Gen 2 Rivians. So you can see you got the paint colors as well as the interior colors. Kind of neat to display that because they've really only got two vehicles here. They got the one R1T and one R1S. Unfortunately, the R2 series product is not here because it was damaged during transport, so they couldn't put it on display. So that's too bad. Let's have a look at the R1S though, seeing as we know the R1T quite a bit. The R1S would have been my second choice, and a great choice it would have been, especially when I go camping. But check this out. I love the dual tailgate system here because you can actually fold out the little bottom piece and sit on that. So that's a nice little bench now. And of course, with the adjustable height, you know, you can lower this down if you need to. It's pretty cool. Quite a bit of space behind the third row. We've got a little bit of storage space under the floor here, so that's kind of nice. Somebody's rocking out with the Meridian system. Oh, I like this. Check this out. So you got the little movable movable cargo cleats here. That's kind of cool. The ability to fold down the seats. I assume that's the second row. Yeah, that was the second row that just went down. And then we got the third row. Look at that. So that would actually get really, really flat and just be perfect. Now, one thing I'm noticing here is that this is a little bit above the floor height. So if you did want to use this to camp in, you'd need something to go back here to just elevate that a little bit. All right, and to close this is here. So of course, power tailgate. Nice. Now I'm gonna do a full video walk around of my own Rivian when I get an opportunity. For now, just gonna take in this vehicle a little bit. So one thing that Aiden didn't mention actually was the quality of the cameras. So the camera quality in my Rivian is pretty terrible, but check out the quality of the cameras in this new Gen 2. Extremely high resolution cameras for a car. That is awesome to see. The thing I just noticed, there's no handle. It's actually down here, but there's now a button. So you press this button to open the door. So that's neat. That's another new thing. Right on. Some more differences in the front trunk here. So little storage pockets in the back there. This is different. No more magnets holding this up, but there is kind of a little lip that holds it. It's surprisingly less space in here though. So this, I guess this is now where the heat pump system is going to be. And that's probably why there's a little bit less space in here. But you know what? A little bit less space, not a big deal because this is enormous. There's a ton of space in there anyway. So the little camp kitchen setup there was $1,500. That's a bit much. I mean, you can buy an induction cooktop for 150 bucks. So I would just do that. Okay, let's see what else we can find. So those who know me know I'm not really a Ford guy, but this thing's kind of cool. Check this out. This is the Mach-E Rally, the Mustang Mach-E Rally. Pretty bonkers. Look at this color. My goodness. You got these neat little projection lights in the front here. Let's have a seat inside this vehicle. So these are kind of weird. There's a little button that pops the door. All right, looks like any other Mach-E. No sunroof on this one. So pretty comfortable interior, quite dark, especially without the glass roof, unfortunately. Again, massive screen on these. It's got the small little instrument cluster screen there. Now, that some people might like that because it is, you know, tucked nicely in the top half of the steering wheel here, so there's easy visibility. I like the dashboard materials. Looks kind of nice. Kind of a suede there, plastic there, and some fabric up at the top there. Similar situation on the doors. The seats, quite comfortable. Now, this, obviously being the Rally, probably has a little bit more buckety kind of seats. Let's pop the hood. See if this one has a front trunk. All right, reasonably sized front trunk there. It's got some cup holders in it.
Yeah. And so there's no bed there. I mean, it's like a park. It's very like.
I'm gonna let you guys do that. Thank you. Pretty slick wheels on this, obviously being the Rally version. See what kind of trunk space we got here. There it is. Not bad. I don't like how the floor sits low like that though, but it looks like it can come up. Yeah, sits up a little bit higher position here. Not really a one-handed thing. There we go. Yeah, still has a bit of a lip. You're gonna have to lift stuff over it, but lots of space. Power tailgate, of course. And these, of course, are over 80,000 because of the fact that it is the rally version. So lots of extra horsepower in this one. Yeah, check this out. MSRP of 81,440. That's Canadian, obviously. It's funny how people who have absolutely no idea about EVs and hate them say the dumbest things. Anyway, moving on, because like I said, not really a Ford guy anyway, and I don't really know anything about the Mach-E. Other than I've heard a lot of complaints that after they age a little bit, they can become a little bit rattly and squeaky creaky. So one thing that they have going on at the auto show here in Vancouver is the ride and drive. So you can basically test drive all these different vehicles, and I believe they're pretty much all electric, which is kind of cool. So, R1S backing up here. We've got a Cadillac Lyric. Is that a Lyric? Yeah, Lyric sitting right next to us. There goes a Hummer. That was interesting. I haven't seen any Genesis products other than this one sitting here for the ride and drive next to a BZ4X. Here's a beautiful Genesis GV60, sorry, ready to go. Let's see if we can find Genesis. Pretty sure they should be here somewhere. I'm just kind of putting through Nissan here. One thing I noticed was there was no Nissans in the ride and drive. I imagine they don't want to scare any customers away. I'm kidding, sort of. It's another underrated brand in my opinion, Buick. So, yeah, Buick doesn't have a huge following or anything, but you know what? They're making some pretty reasonable vehicles. They're a little bit more modernized in their styling than they used to be. All right, so Cadillac has some pretty awesome EVs to show us as well here. Let's see what they've got. Obviously, we have the Cadillac Escalade, or basically the Cadillac Escalade IQ. This is a massive EV. It is absolutely huge. Riding on 24s. Again, we need to check out the front trunk, which I'm guessing... Nope, can't find it. There might actually be. Oh, did I miss it? Oh, thank you, sir.
It's hidden.
All right, so, wow, look at how deep that is. That just goes on and on. You can see how far, I can't even reach. Nope, can't reach. There's a 120 volt power outlet right here. It's kind of nice. Nothing under the floor or anything, it's just kind of, it's amazingly long. All right, so the button to open it was right here. Okay, so. All right. Wow, this is up really high. Now, this has adjustable air suspension, of course, but look at how high this thing is. It's crazy. We've got some a little tiny bit of underfloor storage. Not much room back here, though. That's surprising. I need to get into this third row because I want to compare it to the EV9 and the Ioniq 9. I'm just very curious to know what kind of space is in there. So I'm going to wait for these folks to get out and then I'll jump in. Oh, it's got an automatic door that is ignoring me now. All right, let's get into this thing. The typical GM ding. One of these buttons. There we go. Door closes itself. How cool is that? Look at this interior. This is opulent. Wow, the screen goes all the way across. Look at this. Oh, move this like that. Look at that. Let's close that again. Woo. Crazy. I'm betting a lot of people have had trouble figuring out how to use the door controls. It's definitely different. This automatic door opening and closing. So sitting here in the front seat, gotta say, very, very comfortable. Hard to get around that. Door control, or seat controls right on the door here. Obviously, every feature. There's not really any point in talking about the features because it just has everything. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, this screen going all the way across is absolutely fantastic. Oh wow, I thought it stopped there, but it doesn't. That's nuts. All right, let's check out the second row. Weird that it's not opening all the way. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. Press the button, watch the door open. AKG audio system. Oh, someone left a drink in here.
Look at that.
Not sure how to close the door from back here. I assume there's probably buttons on here somewhere, kind of like in the front.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing them. I want to try the third row.
Drop out of it.
How does one get into the third row?
Good question.
Okay.
So, on the executive package here, which is what is...
Sorry, I'll get out of your way.
Yeah, here, why don't I... So on the executive package, which is what's been shown right here.
Okay.
This is a little button back here,
Oh, okay.
and that'll move the seat forward.
So do you have to hold the button?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait for it. So these aren't standard.
Okay.
The standard ones, you can see it on the ice Escalade over there.
Okay.
But that's as far forward as it comes.
All right.
And
So.
that's how it looks, and that's how you get into that third row right there.
All right. So I'm not gonna bother trying.
Yes, so if you get the executive package, you are not using that third row a lot.
Right. No. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess. Cool.
Yeah, it's just a button back there. You can.
Now this, of course, has air suspension, so it can drop because it's quite high right now. Isn't it?
Yeah, that must be at the top.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right, let's check out some of this other product here. So I've done a full video review of the Cadillac Lyriq already. Yeah, this isn't really the time and place to do a review on the Cadillac Escalade IQ, but let's have a look at this. This is the Cadillac Optiq. So all of their EVs end in IQ, in case you're wondering. This has the sort of backwards door handles here. I don't know if I like that design, but I mean, you get used to everything, right? Well, I like that material on the door. So, Cadillac Optiq. Okay. Wow. Okay, that is very, very jewel-like here. It's kind of cool, all the knurled finishes. Quite nice. Looks like 12-inch infotainment and, I don't know, 15-inch instrument cluster. That's interesting. We have some buttons on the left here for head-up display. You can change the head-up display settings, height, brightness, that sort of thing. Heightness. Again, with the door buttons here for your seat, similar to the Escalade. Yeah, this is really nice. I don't know why they keep turning off the rear view camera. This is nice. I'll have to actually take time to do a full review of one of these eventually, but let's have a look at the trunk space. Oh, that's cool. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. So, basically the same sort of cargo volume here as some of the other some of the other compact SUVs we've been looking at, EV SUVs. No reclining rear seats though, so that's a fail, unfortunately. All right, I think this is the last Cadillac EV. This is the Vistiq. I can't really, I don't know. It's a that. Vistiq? Sure, let's go with that. This is almost like a wagon. Again, you press the badge. Love that. That's really cool. All right, a little bit of space back here. Oh, it's a 3-row vehicle. Look at that. Dare I say, this has more space than the Cadillac in the 3rd row. We have some underfloor. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so this is good packaging right here. Let's immediately jump into the 3rd row. Ooh, look at that. Wow, that has got 1975 Mercury wagon vibes. Okay. Nope. Okay. How does this work? Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, this isn't very high off the ground, unfortunately, so that's not going to be super comfortable. This locks into place. Can't do that with one hand. Got a nice screen here. Looks like 120-volt power outlet and a drawer underneath that. A couple of USB ports. All right, let's check out. Oh, look at that. Sort of that wood finish. Wow, now it's really throwing off the Mercury wagon vibes. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know how to classify this. This is a very different interior design. I like the speakers and the headrest. That's kind of cool. This is nice. I'd like to drive one of these. Again, with the rear view camera. Big panoramic sunroof in this one as well. Cool. Next, Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. Awesome car. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the interior on this thing. Man. Love it. Okay. Well, as you may or may not have guessed, I am starting to get tired. I've been walking around for hours now. So I think I'm going to call it, I'm going to see if I can find Genesis and we'll go over that. If not, then yeah, I'm going to call it a day because I'm very, very tired. All right, I'm here at the BC Hydro booths. For those who don't live in British Columbia or don't know, basically BC Hydro is our local utilities company, electric company. And pretty cool to see. They've got a last generation Kona electric sitting here. I think this is a 22. Yeah, pretty sure this is a 22. Either that or 23. And they're just showcasing some of their charging infrastructure and whatnot. This is kind of cool. So we've got a 180 kilowatt DC fast charger here, and it's already got the Tesla NACS cable sticking into it right there, which is kind of neat. So we've got CCS and Tesla. Okay, now this is pretty cool. This is really good to see. The British Columbia Institute of Technology is here. They have a display. So BCIT is basically it's a school here in British Columbia, a college, and they are debuting or showing off a whole bunch of EV components here. I guess for their automotive technician schooling. This is pretty neat. So we got a Ford Lightning motor sitting here, Kia Optima battery. We have, oh look at this. Kia Soul.
All the other mining we're doing all the time.
Neat. If you ever wondered what the inner workings of a Tesla Model 3 looks like. A little bit of everything here at the Vancouver International Auto Show. We have a converted Prowler. Looks like Tesla battery modules in there. So that's pretty cool. Okay, just came by the AJAC Canadian Car of the Year award section, and check this out. We have a Honda, 2 Hyundais, and a BMW. In good company, 2 of the awards won by Hyundai models, obviously the Santa Fe and the Ioniq 5N, both of which are stellar options right now in the market. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it a day. This has been fun and enlightening. I will say I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't any like dealer reps here to kind of showcase the vehicles. The product knowledge by the people that I spoke to wasn't spectacular. These guys are kind of trained, you know, for auto shows specifically, not necessarily for selling the vehicles directly at dealerships. So I actually worked an auto show here about 7 years ago. So that was back when I guess they pulled people from dealerships to do a lot of the sort of volunteer work. But yeah, I didn't see anyone like that. I talked to quite a few people, and you know, it was a good show, lots of great content. But unfortunately, product knowledge is a little lacking. That's all right. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave them down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you thought this video was fun or interesting. All right, take care. Till next time.